Need your mind, your body, your soul. I love it when you make me feel like I'm in control. We ain't gotta tell no one.
Hey fellow foodies, it's Faye from facefood.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these easy, mini, no-bake cheesecakes. So first we're going to whip some heavy cream into soft peaks. Now I'm using a stand mixer, but you can obviously use just a bowl and a whisk. Just a word of advice, make sure the cream, the bowl, and the whisk are freezing cold to make your life easier. I'm speaking from experience. So yeah, you just want to whip the cream up until it reaches soft peaks, and this is pretty much what it's going to look like. It's not liquid, but you can see it's kind of whipped up. Should be some sheen to it as well. Alright, so let me give you a better look at this, just so you know what to look for, in case you've never whipped cream. And this is what we're looking for. You can see it has some body to it, has some shine to it. It's clearly a bit whipped, it's just not, it's not that whipped, and it's definitely not liquid, so that's what we're looking for. And then what you can do is just use the same bowl, you know, that you whipped your cream in, and place a block of softened cream cheese in there. And we're gonna begin to cream that for a minute or two, just to kind of break up the cream cheese. Okay, and at this point we can go ahead and add in the rest of the ingredients. First, we're going to add in some powdered sugar, also known as confectioner sugar. Now, with confectioner sugar and cocoa powder, I always have to sift it. I always just find lumps like crazy. Flour, you can get away with not sifting it every time, but confectioner sugar, I definitely recommend it. So sift in the powdered sugar in there, and then add in the zest of 1 medium lemon. And by the way, whenever you're zesting something, be it a lemon or an orange, make sure you wash the fruit really well with soap and water, and make sure all the soap's obviously dried off there. But it's definitely important, especially now, to keep your fruit clean. Alright, so I'm also going to add in some lemon juice. Lemon and cream cheese really do go hand in hand. The lemon really helps bring out even more of the tanginess of the cream cheese, so that's why we're adding that in there, and because I just like it, so that's why. That's all the reason I need, right? Alright, so I'm going to add in some vanilla. And this is optional, but I'm going to add a bit of almond extract as well. Obviously, if you don't like it or if you're allergic, you can leave it out. I just kind of like how this flavor melds with everything, so I'm adding it in. Alright, and then of course we're going to add just a pinch of salt, just to bring out the rest of everything else. Alright, so once all our ingredients in there, we can go ahead and slowly begin to mix everything. But once it becomes a bit incorporated, the sugar starts to dissolve a bit, then you can bump up the speed to a medium, high to a high. Before I really get into that though, I kind of just mix it for like 30 seconds and scrape the bowl really well, because that sugar really does love to cling onto the sides of the bowl. So give it one good scrape down, and then you can leave it on medium high for about 5 minutes. And I know it does look brown because of the vanilla we added in there, but it will lighten in color as you incorporate air into it. So all I did was I beat it for 5 minutes, like I said, and then I moved the mixture to a bowl, and then I added in just a little bit of softened sour cream. And that's again it's just going to taste good, basically. It's going to bring out the flavor of the cream cheese and the lemon. It just all goes hand in hand, you know what I mean? Okay, so now we can go ahead and add in that softened whipped cream that we whipped up earlier in the process. And you want to be careful not to deflate the whipped cream as you're adding it in. And now all we have to do is fold this in. And this is really what you want to do when you fold in ingredients. You want to kind of just go down the middle and turn the bowl. Go down the middle, turn the bowl. And as I'm doing that, I'm also being conscious to kind of make sure to wipe down the sides as well. Just want to do this until it's just uniform in color, everything's combined well. We don't want to overdo it, and we don't want to be rough with it. And what we're going to do is I take some ramekins and I lightly spray them with cooking spray. I'm not sure if that's really required since we're not really baking it, but why take the chance? So I do lightly spray them with cooking spray. Alright, and then I go ahead and pour in the mixture a bit at a time, as evenly as I can. There's no need to weigh it out or anything. We're gonna eat them all, so obviously if you want the ramekins more filled up, it would probably get you 2 or 3 like really full ramekins, but I'm splitting them among 4. But anyways, here is our mixture, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the offset spatula to flatten the top as best as you can. It's not a big deal because we're going to cover this with our decoration, but this is essentially done. We place it in the fridge for 4 hours to set up, and after 4 hours you can see it looks pretty much the same, but it has set up, I promise you. Alright, and now it's the fun part where we can get creative and decorate, which is personally my favorite part of baking. Since the theme of this recipe is easy and in all honesty being lazy, I didn't want to go too far with the decorations. So what I did is I had some graham cracker crumbs in my freezer that I always have on hand. I took those out. I topped the cheesecakes with a little bit of graham cracker crumbs. I had some fresh strawberries, so I just cut them up and put a couple to 3 slices on top. Nothing fancy here. It's still gonna look nice, but there's no need to go all out in my opinion. But if you're feeling in that mood, and we all have those moods where you want to show out and be extra with it, then feel free. Get creative, let your creativity show. I'm all for it. But yeah, this is basically it. What we would do is, if you're not going to serve it immediately, just cover it with some plastic wrap and refrigerate it until it is ready for you to serve. So you can see that this really took us no time at all to put together. Really the longest thing regarding this recipe is the wait time for it to set up, but it's not nearly as long as you would wait for a traditional cheesecake to set up. So you do save time. It is a shortcut in recipe in terms of ingredients, in terms of time, in terms of ease. In my opinion, there's no water bath involved, no baking, none of that. So that's why I like it, and it tastes amazing. The texture of this cheesecake is really good. It's basically like a mousse. It's rich, but it does have some lightness to it. So I hope you do give this a try. You will love it. The cheesecake is delicious on its own, but with the other elements, it's just so divine and a very, very tasty treat. Very easy to make, as you saw. I hope you guys give this a try. The full recipe will be on faysfood.com. As always, like this video, please, and comment below if you have any comments or questions. And subscribe to this channel for more great videos on the way. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day.
I've been reading you to figure what you're down for. I wanna figure out to make it come around. But we should quit the game and settle things right here, right now. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about all the things you do. I wanna take you from everything, no.